Hey, what's up, decisive marketers? And in this video, I'm going to be comparing content optimizer tools between Frase, Outranking, and WriterZen. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content on digital marketing and e-commerce. So let's dive in. So we're going to be talking about Frase, Outranking, and WriterZen. And after testing out all these three different tools, okay, this is a comparison table that I've come up based on features that I realize that I need when I'm writing. Okay, so with the outline builder, okay, Frase works from people also ask and top contents current outline. Okay, but only when the keyword is mentioned. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So let's go to Frase. Right, if you create a document itself within your sidebar, within your right sidebar, you would actually see the entire outline of the top two pages of the Google search results within your local Google search, and this is actually what you get over here, right? And it's only showing, right, the sections when the keyword actually appears. So it doesn't actually show the entire outline of the content over here. Okay, and let's look at, okay, and also you can actually make use of their outline builder over here. And for the outline builder, okay, so let's say this is my keyword here. Okay, it will take the keyword that you entered in here and show you some of the autocomplete keywords, and based on those autocomplete keywords it generates a bunch of questions that are actually from the Google people also ask or featured snippets and Quora questions, as well as Reddit questions, right? Reddit questions, and from here you can select the questions and create your outline. Alright, and you can move them around like this. Okay, so this is the outline builder for Frase. Outranking does not have an outline builder, and for WriterZen, it works on the top contents current outline, but it only shows up to the H2, right? So let me show you what I mean over here. If we go to content creator, let's put in Facebook ads successful and click add. Okay, so Facebook ads successful. Okay, and you can put in your writer's name. I'll talk because with WriterZen right now they don't actually have a team member feature, so you can put in your writer name so that you can kind of differentiate between the content itself if you are sharing the account. Okay, and you can put a deadline just to make sure that you are keeping up with the content. So if I click on add right now, it is actually searching and scraping the first two pages of the local Google search results for the keyword that you have entered. Okay, so it's taking a while right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so and how it works is based on if you want to create an outline over here, all you need to do is just click here, and you can add the outline in here just like that. It's very quick and fast, right? Very quick and fast, right? And then you can add from different articles as well, so you can build your outline very quickly like this. Okay, but it only gives you up to the H2 headings, right? So if you want to go deeper in the content, WriterZen is lacking a little bit here. Okay, then the next one is keyword volume data. So for Frase, it is a paid add-on, right? So you got to pay a monthly fee, monthly subscription on top of the base plan with Frase, right? And then with Outranking, the keyword volume data is included. So let me show you over here. So if I click on related keywords, okay, they actually tell you the keywords, the keyword search volume in here, right? The keyword search volume in here, and for let's see. So let's go back here, and for WriterZen, it's over here, right? So you can actually go to Keyword Explorer, right? And let's say we click on this one. It tells you the keyword search volume over here. Okay, it tells you the keyword search volume over here. Alright, and you get keyword clusters as well, and that is WriterZen. Okay, next is the title optimizer. Title optimizer, only Outranking has the title optimizer, meta description optimizer, and the URL optimizer. So when you are creating your content, okay, they actually give you some title ideas, some meta descriptions, and you can also create your URL. So they will actually tell you, okay, so let's say your URL, so you want to put in these keywords. So Facebook ad, successful ad, bid. So for example, if I were to create this document, I'll just put in my URL, and then I'll put something like this, right? Facebook dash ads dash successful dash, sorry, I missed the S over here, and dash ad dash bid, just like that. Okay, and then I can click on refresh, and it tells me that I've fulfilled the the words that's required in the URL slug itself. Okay, so that's the cool thing. And with meta description, they do have that as well. With WriterZen, they kind of have a optimizer. It's not really an optimizer, but is a it's just a keyword count, right? It's just a keyword count. So let's say I just click on begin writing. Nope, sorry, let's go back to outline. They just kind of give you a title and description, keyword count, right? Character count over here, right? So it's not really an optimizer, just a keyword count, right? This is a character count. And we have the meta description optimizer, right? The meta description optimizer, we've also covered that as well. And for the content optimizer with Frase, it is based on the keyword density data from the top results. So this is so if you go to Frase, and when you try to optimize a article, let's say this one over here, and how it optimizes the article is based on the keyword density. So let's just kind of wait for it to crawl all this data. It's taking a while, but it's almost done soon. So what Frase does is that it crawls the first two pages of the search results, okay, and if you click on topic score, okay, so it actually tells you where your article is, okay, where your article is, are you hitting those keyword density goals for the keyword that you want to optimize for. And for outranking, it is based on keyword cluster. I actually do not know how it works in WriterZen, because they don't actually put the title of what these columns are. So over here I do know that these are keywords, but I believe these are keyword search volume, but this one I have no idea what it is. And within the documentation itself, it does not share what this particular column is as well, because the documentation is not updated yet. So so I believe this is somehow related to the content optimization, right? But I'm not too sure if that is what it is. Okay, and the next one is for WriterZen. It's a bit more. So as you go to step 2 when you're creating the project, right? So it already suggests certain keywords that you're supposed to put in, and these are some competitors keyword that you should put it in as well. So you can just click on plus and it adds more keyword in there. Sorry, let's go back here, and they have some opportunity keywords that you can add in as well. So they would already have suggested you certain things, and you can even add your own keyword here, which is something that Phrase actually does not have such a feature at the moment. But with WriterZen, that is what you have. So with the plagiarism checker, only WriterZen has that, and readability checker, only Outranking has that. So with WriterZen, when you go into your content writing step itself, they actually have a plagiarism check. So once you're writing, you can just click on this and it will check your article for any plagiarism. As for uh, this readability checker, you can actually click on the SEO score here, the overview, and it will actually tell you what the readability of your article is, right? So this, it tells you that it's a, you know, kind of fifth grade person could of education, you know, the person could understand this piece of article itself. Okay. And lastly, in terms of AI writing, Phrase does not have any AI writing features. WriterZen does not have any AI writing features at all. With Phrase, you can write headings, you can do paraphrasing, and you can do FAQ answers. Okay, but with Outranking, it has you can write meta descriptions. You can assist you in writing. So if you write, let's say, a couple of sentences, let's say 5 sentences, and you're not sure how to move forward, you can use Outranking to generate it. So let me just kind of show you. So you can just click on AI write, and you can actually click on continue with paragraph. So they have the meta description writer here, right, answer question and featured snippet generation as well, right? And for Phrase, what they have is a paraphrase tool, right? And they'll tell you, right, because this is a little bit too long, so right, so they, you know, can show you some different ways to rewrite your content, your sentences, and it can write headings for you as well. So that's what Phrase does, and it can answer your FAQ questions as well, right? Phrase has a generate content brief feature, so you know, before you get started on writing, you kind of need to know. So let me just kind of show you this portion here. Okay, so there is a automate brief feature here. Let me just put it at the bottom here. Right, you can click on automate brief, and it tells you firstly, oops, okay, sorry, insert brief into editor. Okay, so this content brief is very good if you want to be you know, getting someone else to write your content, because first you just need to put in your goal, your target audience, any deadline, you know, who is the one writing here, or the project owner. So it tells you how many words you have to write, total how many headings you have to write, and some references that you know, the writer can follow, so that they get a better idea of the topic itself, and topic clusters and keywords that they should include within the content itself. Okay, so this is Phrase. And but with Outranking and WriterZen, it doesn't have that at all. There's no team member feature with WriterZen, and for competitor research itself, Phrase is only based on the content. So Phrase is just comparing content to content, right? But with Outranking, it includes the domain authority and page authority data, and this data is likely from Moz, although they don't actually reveal where they get this data from, but I believe it comes from Moz because that's the best. That's the because I did a search, and that's the only time that they mention about domain authority. It comes from Moz itself within their Outrankings blog itself. Okay, so you can actually click on research, and they would tell you they will actually tell you the domain authority, the page authority, the number of backlinks they have to this page itself, and how many words they have. Right, so this is what they have over here. And with WriterZen, they actually have, if you go to Keyword Explorer, let's click on this one over here. It actually gives you Ahrefs data. Okay, so it gives you some Ahrefs data over here, which is the ranking of the Ahrefs of this site's Ahrefs data, the rank itself, and then the number of backlinks that they have for the site, and the referring domains to the site, and the UR and DR over here. So that's what WriterZen actually gives you, right? So so that's the comparison over here. So let's talk about some pros and cons between these tools. So for Frase, I think that it gives much better data because it gives local Google search and keyword density, right? Because the optimization is based on keyword density, how many times you actually mention the keyword within your article itself, and you can generate a content brief, right? So that you can quickly give it to a writer, and he or she would likely know how to start writing based on the content brief that you gave them. And the cons is that it doesn't have title, URL, and meta description optimization, and it doesn't have AI copywriting, right? So because the AI is based on it's based on NLG, so it doesn't write content in a way or in a manner that is optimized for copywriting. And usually with the title and meta description, that's where you want to copyright so that you can improve your click-through rate, right? And then the put it on for the keyword volume data as well, so you got to pay additional for this feature. However, what I would say is that you can just make use of Google keyword planner for this data itself. For outranking, the pros and cons are that it has title, meta description, and URL optimization. But the cons are the keyword research data is based on just some cluster of keywords, and it's not you don't really know how to optimize the article, right? And because it doesn't have any keyword density at all, and no outline builder, right? So as if you are writing from outranking, the downside is that it takes a lot more effort to get started. But with but it's actually much better if in a way that if you want to optimize your article itself, I would say that outranking could be slightly better in that sense. But at the same time, it lacks keyword density. So I kind of find it neither here nor there. Okay, and then for WriterZen, it has plagiarism checker, it has Ahrefs data for competition research, but there is no team member feature right now. So some final thoughts is that I still think that Frase is the best due to the local Google search feature and the keyword density based on content optimization. However, I would say that WriterZen is a very close competitor against Frase, because it also has very similar features as well. And the best and the cool thing is that it has, you know, some Ahrefs data, you know, some off-page SEO data of your competitors as well. Okay, but and before I end off, I would say that I would rank them. Phrase would be the best, would be number one in my opinion. All right, and then number two would be WriterZen. Okay, the downside is that it doesn't have AI writing, and some features are missing. But I would say in terms of writing itself, I think that content optimization itself, I think that the WriterZen is actually built well for it. Okay, and but before I end off, I just want to kind of say that I hope that as we move along with these content optimization tools, as they mature, I hope to see annotation features so that if I'm editing a writer's work on Phrase or Outranking or WriterZen in the future, if they have team member feature, I would able to edit and show those edits to my writer so that they can learn what kind of content I'm looking for. Okay, and on top of NLG, right? NLG is the phrase AI model, right? They should also include GPT-3 model only for meta description generation, right? Because with meta description, it doesn't matter if you have the keyword inserted within the meta description itself anymore. Since like 12 years ago, meta description has keywords within meta description has never affected search results at all, right? Except click-through rate, which does affect your ranking. Okay, and for the Phrase and WriterZen as well should include title, URL, and meta description optimization, because that's going to help you, especially with the URL optimization. It's going to help you to rank higher much faster. And I would say also that I didn't include in this list is to have a sort of a TF IDF and URL optimization feature of your entire website itself. So with Phrase, is able to actually analyze your entire site, but with WriterZen and with Outranking right now, it's not able to, right? So just let me kind of show you what do I mean by that. With Phrase, if you go into Google traffic, so oops, I think it's not working well right now. Okay, so for Phrase, okay, there we go, right? Oops, let me just take a look. Okay, here it is. It's loading over here. So with Phrase, it has this Google traffic tab over here in the menu. You can actually hook up your domain itself, and it will actually analyze you can actually connect your Google Search Console data with Phrase, and it can use those data and sort of do a cross-reference or comparison with your website's content, and tell you where some content gaps you have on your website, so you want to kind of build them or optimize them. So for example, Velcro shoe, elderly woman, it tells me to create this content so that I could rank for these keywords, and for certain content they recommend me to optimize those content. Okay, optimize those content. So that's something that I see in Phrase that's actually not available in WriterZen or Outranking, because they just optimize content based on the content itself and not actually looking at your entire website, because you don't want to be writing two pieces of content that are similar and are actually competing against each other in the Google search results itself, right? So this is something that I feel that is lacking with Outranking and WriterZen, okay? And it is also able to do keyword research, including off-page difficulty score. Right. So sometimes you may want to start writing a piece of content, but you could write a bit better piece of content than all your competitors. But if the if the competitor has a very strong off-page SEO, you may not want to write a piece of content to compete against them, because it's going to take you a lot more effort to rank for that piece of article, based because they got a lot of backlinks flowing into it, and so on, right? So off-page SEO difficulty score would help you to have better idea whether you want to tackle this piece of content or not, right? And this can easily be done by having some Ahrefs data or API connecting to these content optimizer tools. And lastly would be having plagiarism checking built in, having grammar, spelling, and readability checking built in as well. And this is everything that I have to share about these three different tools. And I would say that Frase is still ahead, but WriterZen is actually very close behind. Outranking, however, does is their features are kind of here and there. They try to kind of do everything right now, so they would probably need some time before they get kind of get good in every single area that they're actually working on. And that's all for me. If you like to support me, please go ahead and click on the affiliate links that I have in the video description, and these links are not going to cost you any additional fee at all. You'll not be paying anything extra, but it helps me to make a small commission, so that I could continue to create content like this for you guys. Right, so that's all I have. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And thank you everyone.